There we are. Cool beans. And we are live. Welcome back to Kingless Chronicle. Last time, the party dealt with a northern temple area with some standing stones. They killed some Bractus trudges. They caught the whole place on fire. They awakened the spirit of Tiamat in the temple itself. They gained the second orb, the moon orb. The last remaining part needed to open the gate to the boss room. So they have the sun orb and the moon orb now for the doorway. They then followed a game trail, essentially, to a secret tunnel, which allowed them to circumvent... here it is. Circumvent a rather surprising level of undead waiting for them at the front gate, essentially. And last we left off, they were strategizing and thinking about some things while waiting and noticing some enemies standing in front of the doorway across the way from them. So with that, party, you are currently in this unbelievably hazy, palpably spore-heavy little tunnel area. What do you do?
Well, we could have all the ways just put it down to business already, or
Yeah, are they just
really
kind of doing the same thing they've been doing? Have they moved in any way?
There are two of them with their tongues flailing about that keep inhaling spores, standing in front of the door itself. There are still the two little wooden statues in front of the door as well.
How are we gonna move them?
But last you saw, Bub, these two ghouls were not essentially in front of the doorway last time you were here.
Right, yeah,
Well, we shouldn't dilly nor dally about this. We know what we have to do.
Yeah.
Gotta get to the center. We gotta kill the creature without burning it, so they can get the antidote. These creatures are in the way.
Yeah.
The plant life also doesn't really seem to care. So, and we've had those flame banisters that have seemingly endless amount of oil.
Those are
That's
over here.
Right, exactly. Right here, yeah, pointing, yeah. That's at least something we can get to at some time. However, we do have these creatures blocking the way.
Oh, Gildos, with your passive perception of 20, you can see that there is some fallen debris in this area over here that is in a noticeable mound. There is a dead skeleton under the debris.
Uh-huh.
I'll check
Anything
it out.
particular about this skeleton from all the way over there, or should I get closer?
You can mostly just see a skeleton hand reaching out from under the debris, and what looks like a bone sword or something or other, like laying on the ground in front of him.
Bone sword.
Well, let's take a look and see if we can move a little of the little debris without making too much noises.
Alrighty. So make me an athletics check to move the debris.
I was gonna actually, before I do, I'll say, Dylan, could you lend me a hand? There's something under those debris that caught my eyes.
Guidance.
Alright,
Let you.
Alright, I'll help. Alright.
with
Let's see
that,
what Alright.
need a D4.
Um, mine, athletics.
That should be a 20.
Alrighty. Yep, that's 20. So with the 20, Gildas, you begin moving these stones out of the way, and you find that this is a... this skeleton has an extra appendage in the form of a tail that is also underneath all the debris, and it has a sharp-toothed, almost reptilian-looking bony jaw.
Lizard man.
You notice that underneath it, around the neck of this boned lizardman, is a totem of some sort.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, let's take a look at the totem. Or rather, Bob.
Bubbery.
Yep. What's up?
He asked for you.
Gildas
Alright,
asked
so
for you
I'm
to
gonna,
On a totem.
very carefully, like, be within talking distance.
Hey, do you know anything about that totem?
Alright, let's investigate the totem then.
So, Bub, as you look at the totem, roll me a nature check.
Okay. You gotta guidance me back.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Make sure.
Right. Roll.
18.
Alrighty. With an 18, Bub, you recognize this totem as a very, very old shaman's totem. Not only is it very, very old, it's extremely well detailed and well made. Despite clearly being here for a long time, it is not in any state of harm or disarray.
So Bub looks excited and says, "Give me that!"
This what you were looking for?
I think so.
Right then. Well, I'll just give it to you then.
Alrighty,
I'll
Bub.
take it.
You have
Does it look any
obtained an
different up
old
close?
shaman's totem. As you hold it in your hands, you can, now that you're getting a closer look at it, Bub, it looks like a totem made from 2 sharp claws and a sharp tooth, wrapped around and bound with leather twine onto a small skull, like a small bird skull of some sort. There are also feathers dotted around it. It seems very similar to the description that you got for the Sharp-Tooth's shaman's old totem.
Yeah, okay. Wonderful. I was literally about to tear this place apart to find this thing.
Gildas has a passive perception of 20, so he notices almost anything
yeah,
like,
it's like
out of the
really
ordinary
high.
if it's not
Yeah.
like incredibly
Oh,
well
boy.
hidden.
If I had not noticed, like Ophelia was closer, she has like a 19, so
Yeah, she's got an 18 in passive perception.
yeah.
I
But,
prioritize the highest though, honestly.
Yep.
well, but yeah. Well, with that, I'm gonna take the bone sword for examination later.
Alrighty. As you take it up, it is very lightweight, and it seems like it seems like a sword made from some sort of animal's bony, jagged appendage.
Mhm.
It's almost more like a saw than anything.
Uh-huh. Well, then maybe the guts of those saw sharks, however you call them rivers. Oh yeah, we have plenty undead to take care of now. Let's get back to it.
Alright. So, Bub's gonna look at the two guys and he says, "There's two guys in the way. Do you want me to grapple them and throw them into the?" That's not actually a chasm. I keep thinking it is. And throw them
This
to the
is
side.
like a bit of a hole here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how deep it does go, but it might be a way to cast something off.
Yeah. So I was thinking of that, but I might be needed in the next room. I don't know. I mean, it might not matter. I mean, I get 3 freaking transformations per rest. I should probably be okay.
Yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, so Bub says, you want me to do that, or should we rush them?
Well, a wild animal might not alert them as much. Well, they're not expecting a wild animal, I would assume.
I don't think they can expect anything. They're mindless.
True. Well, it's always an option. That way you'd be combat ready already.
Yeah, so that's my plan. I can only throw one of them aside, so I'm gonna need help, though.
That's
You
fine.
have 8 arms.
No, yeah, so it doesn't actually let me grapple more than one creature, I don't think. Let me check.
What a shitty octopus this is.
I think it'd be too broken if that was the case.
Essentially, yeah.
I mean,
You know,
I
yeah.
understand that it's illogical, but
No, it's more like I can hold you guys in my hands, but I can only throw one at a time.
yeah.
Because if I just get to, like a grab throw, it's broken as
And
shit.
it's not like it's a Hydra form.
Oh man.
Yet.
Okay. So who's gonna get the other one though?
So as you're strategizing, Tulio chips up a little bit. See, we could grapple them and throw them into the pit, and I like that idea a lot. It's my kind of thing. But we have several Molotov cocktails, right? A lot of them.
Let me just throw.
We just throw all of them right there.
Okay.
You know, there's a saying in Nebulum: no kill quite like overkill.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Bub like gets ready his fire cantrip.
If we blow them all up right away, yeah, it'll make a lot of noise, but that's all we see right there, yeah? If we blow them all up and we completely axe them, we could just rush straight for the door, right?
Alright,
Hmm.
we can just close the door behind us.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm not too fond of such cowardly metrics, but in this circumstance, it seems the most logical.
Gotta take advantage of what you can when you can, Chief.
As you wish.
For nature.
Let's
Alright,
get
I'm
it
gonna
over with.
prepare a
then.
fire cantrip. Alright, I guess did I get one of the bottles?
Yeah, listen,
there's
I have
several of
one.
them.
Norm has one. Yeah, there's just we have a bunch. We
I
just hand
had
it one to
2,
you.
so I had like 1 left.
Yorm has one. I have one.
Okay. Alright, well I'm gonna hide and then throw a Molotov. How much damage? 3d4? Okay.
Chulio is going to essentially, because he's going to basically throw one of his regular fire bombs at it.
Hmm.
One of his actual ones for most damage.
Yeah, 22. There you go. Good luck on their DCs, baby.
That's 38 total.
When Tulio levels up, it literally he just does as much as the fireball.
Let's see here. So Bub threw one. Tulio threw one of his real fire bombs, not a Molotov. Those who have Molotovs would probably want to throw them now.
Okay. Roll just 20.
Roll 3d4 for throwing it,
Damage.
essentially, for the
Yeah,
damage.
they have to make a save. It automatically hits. Oh, there we go.
Very nice.
48.
Let's see. Gildos did, okay, so 7, 9, 22, 10.
48, Marshall.
Okay. Just making sure all of them had been thrown. Oh yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
Yorm have one?
Yes, he does.
Okay. I'll have
Might
Yorm
be
throw one.
overkill at this point if they're vulnerable, though. If they somehow
Well, we
have, like,
can't use
100
fire in the next battle anyways, because we need to make sure it's not burned.
True.
So, couldn't even if we wanted to. And Delon will not get his fire sword, which will be a shame.
Alright, so you said 48 was the last one, Rim?
Yeah, 48, so
Yeah,
that's
so it should be 56.
total.
Alright. Yep, so you all ready all of your Molotovs. Tulio readies his firebomb as well. And with a countdown of 3, 2, 1, you just throw all of them and let them loose, and then immediately duck back behind the wall. You just hear multiple explosions and like bursting infernos happen all at once, as followed very quickly by a wall crumbling. And when Tulio pokes his head around again, there are 4 burning creatures just dead, laying on the ground.
Cool.
You do hear, however, screeches from down the hallway.
Okay.
That's our
Um,
cue.
And
Starts
now or
running
never.
forward.
Yeah, now or never. Alright, everybody, come on.
Hold up. Who has the thingy? Bubba's not
Gildos.
tall enough, so he's gonna stay in the
Gildos.
back.
Open
Y'all can
sesame.
put it in the thingy, because Bubba's not tall enough, probably.
Yeah, I'll open the door and stay behind until everybody got through, and then I close behind. Well, essentially take the orbs back, and assuming it's not a one-way lock. So we'll see when it opens, I guess.
Alrighty.
I have a plan just in case like this takes longer than need be. So,
Okay.
So you take out the orbs, Skildos, as you hear stomping from down the hallway as multiple footfalls are rushing towards your location. As you take the orbs out, you find that there is a sun one. There is an indication on the left and the right. You lay them into the door, and you feel the power of Bridget actually shine up and radiate around the door, as the door suddenly shines and ripples and then clicks, as you see that the doors immediately slide back with a grinding noise, just grinding, boom, and like slot into place, opening up. On the other side, you can see sunlight and a large haze in the air.
oh, so instead of sunlight, it always reminds me of that video game series where you have to point the gun in the air to sun. Sunlight! Is that a weird Konami game series?
What game is that? That sounds interesting.
It's a Konami game series. They did it. It's where you use the actual. They had like a UV sensor on the Game Boy games, where it would actually sense if you were underneath sunlight, and that's how you
Oh
get
yeah, that
charged.
game. What was
Oh,
it called?
interesting.
Yeah, they made like a trilogy or almost 3 games of them. They're all done by Konami, and it was also I think made by Shimon. It was also like helped made by the creator of Metal Gear. Kojima, so Snake makes an appearance in a few of them,
Neat.
just randomly. He also in Metal Gear 4, Metal Gear Solid 4, the gun gets brought back, and it's just like and anytime Snake wants to recharge it, he points it into the air and goes sunlight. Every single time you reload, it's really weird.
That's actually really neat. I like that fun fact. I'll look into that franchise later. Alrighty. So you see just this hazy area in the distance. And I imagine the party is rushing inside?
Yes.
Alright, so you all rush in one after the other. Gildas, you are the last one to rush in, as you said. And you can see now an army of, like, undead plant creatures rushing down and, like, almost stumbling over each other, pouring down the hallway leading straight for you.
Oh, can I close the door?
You feel like the only way to close the door would be to remove the orbs. You feel like it would close itself.
Uh-huh.
Because the orbs are still slotted into what is currently sticking out of the door.
Okay. Would I be able to put the orbs back into the door to the other side?
If you check the other side of the door, you can see that there is some similar, like, slots on the other side of the door.
Alright, good enough. I'll take the orbs back and make my way in.
Alright, so as soon as you take the orbs out, the door glows again and starts grinding forwards to close again. You Indiana Jones it and dash right inside right as a zombie arm sticks out through the door and gets cut right off as ichor dark reddish green blood just splats on the ground. You hear banging on the door and clawing and screaming on the other side.
Well, hopefully taking care of the big bad will take care of that as well. Ooh, okay. That looks awful.
It's friendly.
It's nature.
It's nature. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fair. Also, the name of the series, just so you know, is called Boktai. Boktai. Well, yeah, it was made by Hideo Kojima, apparently.
That is honestly the kind of thing he would make.
Yeah, he's made some stuff that he just felt like, it's like basically it's like a Game Boy mashup between Metal Gear and Castlevania because you use sunlight to kill vampires.
Very
Very
interesting.
cool.
Very, very interesting, actually. That's the kind of game that we wouldn't get in modern gaming purely because of, like, how
It's also
games
not
are made
grimdark.
these days.
It's also really not grimdark. It's pretty chibi and mostly fun.
Hey, I'm all for that. Got
Mhm.
plenty of grimdark these days. Alrighty. So as you all rush in through the door, you hear the door slam and grind shut behind you. And as you turn around, you find Golos making his way over to you with the rest of them. And now that the party is all here, you all look out and you can see a giant tendrily mass over here.
Ugh. What the heck is that thing?
I think we're all asking ourselves that.
Actually, nature check. What is that thing?
Bob, you don't need to make a nature check. You know what this
Ooh.
is. Well, you know what it should be. This is a corpse flower. But they don't get this big. They don't have vines stretching out from their core, literally pouring out, filling an entire room like this, and weaving outside of the room and all over the forest surrounding it.
It's a corpse flower, but they're not supposed to grow this big. Something's wrong.
You can also tell that it has a great amount of corpses within itself, more than your usual corpse flower.
It's been feeding. Bub says, kind of scared.
Additionally, it is placed itself at the highest peak of this temple area. These are steps that lead upwards. All of these lead upwards. And it has placed itself on the altar area, where Gillis, you would know an altar would have been. and has placed itself atop it, and it is stretching itself off from in all directions from atop its perch on high. You can also see a plethora of dead bodies littered around here and there, mostly skeletons at this point. It's as if a great amount of people were locked in and died here. You can also see, with your passive perception, multiple corpses also around. Just laying on the ground with all the others. As you enter the chamber as well, the creature, its vines kind of wriggle about around it and within it. And you find that the vines that literally coat the entire ground, even the ground you're standing on, wiggle beneath your feet. From this creature, you all hear something in the air. It's like a grumbling, groaning. It's almost like the chittering of multiple chattering maws or something. And as you look closer, the skeleton heads embedded within it are clicking and moving about, and it sounds almost like words. You all understand that it is saying, "Release me."
I have no idea if this is a good idea, but Bub's gonna step up and say, "Why are you doing this? You're overgrown. You've eaten so much. You're not supposed to be this size. What has happened?"
The multiple chittering jaws and skeletal heads continue to click as it communicates with you, Bub. It's not communicating like a plant. It's communicating like a living organism. Much more than a plant. Much more intelligent. And it simply says to you a handful of words. Power needed. Influence spread.
But for what? Why do you need to spread your influence so badly? I don't understand your purpose.
It seems to pause for a moment, and Bub, it communicates to you in plant. Propagation of the species.
Yeah. Propagation of the species. Does
Notably,
that
a
mean...
lot of the flowers and vines and greenery that it seems to be made of remind you of a lot of the corpses that were down in the hallway.
Yeah, and so Bub says, "Does that mean you're not going to stop until everybody's infected with the spores?"
It communicates to you in plant, Bub, not infection. Life.
He thinks about that and says, "Have you ever done this to somebody who is still alive? Or is it only to the dead?"
All of the chittering skulls almost seem to chitter and laugh, Bub. And then it says, in open air, never to the dead, only to the living.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're counting this thing now.
Bub just sort of like looks at everybody like, "Did you get that?"
Oh,
And
Bub.
then I'm gonna take a second look at crap, not Eleanor, Ophelia. I'm gonna take a second look at Ophelia before
Bub's
looking back
colliding.
at the thing. So Bub says, Well, the answer to me is clear. For the desecration of nature, I have to do what I have to do.
So as you say that, Bob, the tendrils beneath your feet suddenly retract from underneath all of you, pulling back to itself in rapid speed, like the rushing currents of water. And they plant themselves firmly in the ground as this creature raises itself up like a spider. In the open air, it says, "You will be the perfect vessel for our communication. A druid will spread our influence."
I can't die yet. I'm on a mission. I have to save this land from becoming corrupted. And in the name of the Blue Dragon, I have to do my best at that. Okay. No more talking for Bob.
Druid time over. Murder.
Honestly, that's a pretty good place to start, but I'll say the only release this plant will get will be death, as it only desecrated one temple, but 3 of them. And well, let me only be a cleric of Bridget. I think I can speak for Tiamat and Bahamut as well. That we do need to get rid of that.
There we go, finally.
Bob with a good initiative.
I didn't roll a 2 for once. Speaking of which, it's okay. It's probably better for DeLon to go last anyway.
It doesn't really matter. DeLon's a tactician anyways. It's better for him to go pretty low in the list. I have more movement too, so I can always make use of it. DeLon will also vocalize similarly. Your reign of terror must come to an end. Too many innocent lives have been lost to your desire for power and influence. We will put you right.
Now, this is like a Fire Emblem final chapter moment.
What the hell?
I got a 3.
Oh shit! Every time!
If it makes any better, you go before me.
Like every time the boss monster rolls a 1.
Well, he's gonna roll a 1 initiative, but he's gonna get 20. He's like this all the time. So what is the matter?
Don't you dare even say that.
I'm sad. Alrighty.
So the day they get the 20 in initiative is the day we're like, oh, I was gonna be this fight.
Alright, so... Alright, Julio goes first. But important question, should I go for the minions? Because they're probably going to keep respawning. Or should I go for the big guy? Because I can help either way.
They will have to go through the minions to get the big guy anyway, so yeah, as well.
Yeah, they all have X's on them, so... I love how Marshall just takes all his maps from some guy's Patreon.
I don't know, I got it off Pinterest.
I know.
Have a free shout out, I guess. Patreon Master Maps. For all the 4 people watching.
Unless you're living the watermark.
Yeah, don't take those off. Don't be mad at me, be mad at the guy that posted on Patreon.
Yeah, well, Tulio gets
Pinterest.
go first.
But alrighty. So before I have Tulio's turn go, essentially, once again, these all head upwards. So this steps head upwards, this steps head upwards. These are walls that essentially are a vantage point. So you can look down and hide behind them, essentially, if you were to.
Cool.
Alrighty. Additionally, there are still vines covering almost the entirety of this area. Just like the biggest vines were pulled back under the creature. So essentially assume everywhere is difficult terrain.
Yeah, like...
But alrighty. Starting with Tulio. Tulio shakes his head at this creature. Another eldritch monstrosity to haunt my ever-waking nightmares. Gonna need much, much more booze if I'm gonna succeed at this. And he's gonna attempt an insight check. Where is it? There it is. And succeed. Tulio's, despite saying that though, Tulio has a wicked grin on his face. And he raises his crossbow up. Hold on, roll 20 is being slow on my end.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And he does 27 piercing damage to the creature. So as he fires his piercing damage, his crossbow at the creature, you see as it flies straight through the air and embeds into it, and it sinks down for a moment before rising back up and squealing in agony. Ever-waking nightmares are my specialty. Bub, your turn.
Alright, so, like, very quickly, within the brain fart. So, within 2 seconds, Bub is replaced by a giant hyena.
Ooh.
Which,
Oh
like,
shit.
the thing will, actually let me drag it onto here.
It should.
Yeah,
The
here we
debut.
go. There we go.
Debut of the third form.
It's actually the better choice at the moment.
There you go. I made it a little bigger for you.
Cool. I don't think it's technically... Is it technically large size?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So, let's see. And these guys are, like, alive. They just have an X through them, so I was confused.
They are laying down corpses.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. 9 is... Alright, and I'm gonna mangle up this corpse.
Alright, so you rush over to that corpse and you begin to mangle it.
Cool. Okay. There's my turn.
Let's see. Did you roll it?
Oh, okay. I mean, it's like dead, I think, but might as well. 22 if it's prone.
Alrighty. Roll the damage.
Okay. 10 damage.
Alrighty. So, as you rush over to it and mangle this corpse, you feel as soon as you get to it to start to attack it, it attempts to retaliate at you, but you kill it before it can do anything about it. However, make me a con save.
I knew it. Ooh. I do not have an inspiration, so that's a 4. Well, we were all gonna get the disease eventually anyway, so let's hope it doesn't go through the magic.
But you see, that's why you don't just eat anything that's just laying on the floor like that.
I knew it would get up and attack me, so I had no other choice.
So, Bub, as you attack this thing and you whiff this smell, your hyena form is knocked unconscious, dropping you back to Bub.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, it's not because of the zombies, because you know, Ghost Flower. I mean, you learned that in class. Should have known better.
Gildos, your turn.
Alright.
Remember, Ev, also you have Call Lightning at any point in any time. And you could just be like,
That's
screw
technically
this.
outside.
It is
It
actually.
is, I mean,
it's
yeah, it is actually
sunlight.
technically outside because we're in the sun.
All right. Well,
You could just be like, call lightning, blam, 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 over and over.
Yeah, this is technically open to the open air.
okay, I didn't realize that. Well, since Plan A didn't work, that'll be Plan B. Gildas.
So I'll look back to Eleanor and say, so fire is a no-go, but radiant should be fine, right? Considering the
Yes, I
size
believe
and all.
so.
Alrighty then. So, gonna move as far as I can, which means over there. And, well, see, the nice thing I'm all the way at play initiative-wise, because, I can just do this. Of the corpse flower.
That's a hit.
Yeah. And
So
the next
that's-
attack on it next this turn is gonna be with advantage.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Alright, so on Eleanor's turn, she nods at you and says aloud once more, "Make sure that you don't burn it to a crisp. Without the reagent components from this creature, Yormanai's fate is most likely sealed." And with that, she is going to, let's see. She's going to cast this. Should be one of her spell slots. There we go. Let's see, I believe it does. Dirt use cast 3 glowing darts. Okay, so 7, 14.
Yeah, she should have more missiles.
Yeah,
She's higher level.
yeah. It gets so it shoots more based off how at the higher level spell you cast it at. She's casting it level 1 because she's conserving her higher spells essentially. But that's actually I'm gonna shoot. She's shooting essentially 3 bolts that do 7. So 7, 14, 21.
1, 2,
So she's gonna attack the corpse flower for 21.
3 turns. And it's okay. Should be fine.
Yorm's turn. He takes out his dwarven hand cannon. He is going to move 1, 2, 3. Over here. He's gonna fire his dwarven. He's gonna actually quickly cast Hunter's Mark on the corpse flower, and then dwarven hand cannon.
What is he even?
Oh right, he does have advantage. Because Magic Missile auto hits. Good for you, Rim.
Wow. Imagine not using Guiding Bolt, right?
Guiding Bolt is great.
Just your spirit weapon, etc. Fuck off.
So he does 18 damage to the creature. Ophelia's turn. She is going to... let's see. So, she's going to raise some undead.
Oh, that's right, she can do that.
Aha!
3 skeletons.
This is the first time we've seen it.
She did it during the T-Rex fight.
Yeah, she did.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did. I forgot about that. That's right.
She doesn't
Very
do it very
briefly.
often.
It's not really a need for the engagement.
And the skeletons go on her initiative. So they, as soon as they appear, so she raises some undead, and you hear her mutter to herself, "Allies from a long gone era, I call upon you for your temporary aid." As 3 soldiers rise up, immediately salute to her, draw their swords and clang them against their shields, and then shout to the heavens, as if, like, ready for war.
It's gonna take a while to get there.
This one will, however, move here and shoot his short bow. Which that's a hit. And he attacks this corpse here, doing 6 damage. Corpse Flower's turn. Corpse Flower brings all of its tendrils up and pulls itself out of sight, hanging from the tree line somewhere.
I was not expecting that. Shit.
So I will move it to the GM layer temporarily. Let's see.
Damn.
Alrighty. So the tendrils all around you on the ground suddenly whip at the party. 3 different strikes. So the first one goes to hit you, Gildos, and doesn't hit. The second one is aiming straight for Tulio, and it's a crit.
Damn it. He's never lucky. Poor Tulio.
Jesus.
Huh?
Well.
It's a crit, so he gets
14,
double damage.
Yeah.
12, 2, and then it's
Eight.
14, 15. So you got hit with like
One
over
shot.
30 damage.
Yes, he has to make a con
40.
save, or he's gonna get hurt real bad.
46 more damage.
Yeah!
It's okay, 8 hours of stats, it's okay. Unless you got pretty fire like that.
He
Ah!
succeeds! So he only takes the bludgeoning. He takes 14 bludgeoning.
That could have gone way worse.
Which is reduced to 7 because of his armor. And this one, which is the 16, is going to aim for... it's going to aim for Eleanor.
Oh no.
Oof.
Whoops.
So she's going to take 23 damage. And because I'm going to say she crit failed it, she's also now prone.
good escorts we make.
Delon, your turn.
Well, I've got really nothing to fight at this point.
Except for all the things that are gonna rise up and attack us.
I know. You can't burn the corpse flower.
No.
Never said anything about not burning the corpses, though.
Elidor did not. She simply said do not burn the corpse flower itself.
Cool. I'm going to take... let's see, I probably should have a little bit left. So I'm going to makeshift a fiery sword at this point. Use my torch, light it, and I'm going to coat... I should have some oil.
Do you have oil? Or something like
I should
that?
have at least a little bit of oil. If not, I can just splash it with a bit of dwarven ale.
Yeah, he can actually light it on fire for about a few rounds, essentially.
Yeah, and just go around and take out the corpses. I'm going to use it specifically on my long sword, my standardized long sword, not the short sword, because even though it's been a good friend, but this is desperate times. We need to take care of this mess.
Alrighty.
So
I also
take all
recommend
that,
using your longsword one-handed.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And I'm
I can
going
do so on a
to
horse.
do this real quick. Okay, there we go. So if you select the longsword one-handed right below Sword of Echoes, it should work.
Somehow, right behind, underneath it. Yeah, one. I see it.
Yeah, I added fire damage to it for you, so it should just roll the fire damage when you do it.
Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Alrighty. So, you see Delon just kind of take a mess of, like, sighing to himself, taking out his longsword in one hand with the other, dousing it a bit, wrapping something at the very bottom of the base of the sword so that it soaks up and doesn't have it leak all over his hand. And then he takes the torch out and lights it, which I imagine will cause quite a commotion with the plants, or whatever. Oh no, fire!
As soon as you do light the torch, the instant that the fire ignites in the air, you see multiple corpses suddenly rise up off the ground.
By all means, let's just get this over with.
And just so you know, Delon, you have to go around this way, essentially. Go up the up the steps to get up to that point, essentially.
Alrighty. Once it's lighted, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45. Attack this thing.
Alrighty. That's a hit.
8 slashings with fire.
Alright. So this corpse, immediately as you slash at it, you feel as your blade strikes true, cleaving right through it, and it almost explodes in a puff of spores. Make a con save.
Okay. Yeah, we're all gonna get infected. It doesn't matter. I was hoping the fire would, like, just deal with that shit and burn it, but alright. Nope. Even though I have the highest con, nope.
Alrighty.
Whatever, I'm infected. Let's get it over with.
Yeah, we were all gonna be infected eventually.
So as the spores explode in your face, you will take 10 damage, Delon.
Okay. Okay, I have 36 now.
Alrighty.
Can we, like, remove the corpses if they're completely gone from the map?
I'll essentially move them when they go away, to a side.
Yeah, I would like that, just so we, like, alright, we only have to deal with these things. They're not really
I won't delete them from the map token-wise, but I will move them to the side, essentially.
Okay.
But alrighty, Tulio's turn. Tulio's going to make a perception roll with advantage.
Nice. Go to Leo.
Think you can hide from me? Nobody can out-hide a thief. He just fires his crossbow straight in the tree line. And you then, shortly after, see Sap just fall down onto the ground from somewhere up in the tree line. Bub, your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock eyes with Gildas and then look at the, the throne. What's at the throne? Now that I'm closer.
So there is a crumpled, kind of destroyed altar up there with what looks like symbolism for Bridget on it.
Okay. Can you get up there in time? I said to Gildas.
And given the binds no, should take at least half a minute. Roughly.
What if I could like transform and basically grab you with a tentacle and deposit you on the other side of where I am with my tentacle, saving you a turn if you want me to.
How you could do that?
I'm not sure if it'll be worth it though.
Cause like my turn plan was Spirit Guardian, woke up, killed 2 zombies.
Yeah, no, that's actually fine. You said that these little areas, you could hide behind them. That's what I want to do.
Alrighty. Yeah, essentially, these walls, if essentially it has a wall and if it's the below wall, higher up it can hide, it looks over and they can hide above it on the embankment, so they can hide looking down this way. But if you hugged this wall, it would be hard to see you from this higher vantage point. Because you'd be flush against it. But alrighty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste Call Lightning now because I feel like it'll just attack me if I do that.
So is that your turn, Bub?
What I'm gonna do instead is take a defensive action after hiding.
Very nice.
The dodge action. There we go.
Gildas, your turn.
Oh, when it's like 15 feet, alright. Also 15.
It's assumed to be an aura of 15 proportional around you. If it can spread in a direction, I imagine it will.
Hi then. Oh, casting it. The old Spirit Guardian.
Wait, why not just use my crossbow?
Yeah?
I have a crossbow. Why light the whole thing on fire? I could have just from this distance just shot with crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's just a deadly disease.
It's a deadly disease that you can craft a cure for.
Yeah, but that's so stupid. I never used my crossbow, and this is like the one time using the crossbow would actually be a good strategy.
That's alright, don't beat yourself up over it.
I could have lit the bolts on fire and just fire from the cross.
I'll just do that next turn then.
Yeah, you can still do it.
No, but I'm already poisoned. It doesn't make any difference. Fuck. Stupid idiot.
You're fine. You're fine. But alrighty, Gildas, you step into that area. Spirit Guardian. Memory serves, yeah. They appear if you The creature speed is half in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or it starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant. For 3d8, you rolled very bad damage.
Yeah, but that's just like the first. Like they enter it in, now they take 7. Like when they stay in it, they're gonna take something else.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I'm
they-
designating everyone else as not affected though.
Very smart. I was about to say, so,
Yeah.
the skeletons in Ophelia's summon take.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So you see the two skeletons that just stood up to start to fight you. This one here was already wounded by one of the Ophelia skeletons. Both of them crumple down into dust at the radiant damage.
Right. Now that should be my turn. I can't move farther.
Alrighty. Eleanor's turn. Let's see. Eleanor is going to... cast Eldritch Blast. Spend half her movement to stand up. And cast Eldritch Blast. Up, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold up. You need to click this. There we go. She is going to essentially take a step this way, which is the rest of her movement, and aim up this way, essentially. As the zombie is destroyed. Gorm's turn. So she is no longer prone. Gorm will move 5, 10, 15. And let me reread something really quickly. See, you mark it as your enemy core. Until spell ends, you deal an extra whenever you hit an enemy with a weapon attack, and you have advantage on wisdom perception, which struggles to make find it. The target drops as your helmet. Okay. So he is going to make a wisdom, perception, wisdom, survival. He's gonna make a survival roll. Cool. And he's going to fire his dwarven hand cannon straight up towards the tree line. One d6. All right. 16 damage. Ophelia's turn. Alrighty, so that is a 10-foot radius sphere. 5, 10. and she is going to let Eleanor use one of her hit die. Eleanor regains 8 health. Alrighty. So on the creature's turn, alrighty. Several more zombies appear from further off in the woods, reacting to the corpse flower's protection. Additionally, makes 3 tentacle slam attacks. One at Gildas, one at Tulio, and the last one is aiming for you, Bub.
Okay, disadvantage for me though.
Yep. So, let's see.
My AC is 16.
Yep. That's right. So, 10 was aiming for Gildas, it misses. 24 is aiming for Tulio, and 13, or now a 10, was aiming for you, Bub.
Yep, that's a miss.
Oh. Well, user, this is the tentacle from the corpse flower. It's entering the spirit guidance zone. Will take damage.
The tentacle on the
That's cool.
ground takes some damage.
Yeah.
It does not harm the main body.
I wanna see the damn floor. There you go. We take 13 damage.
The floor takes 13 damage. Alrighty. Alright, Tulio's gonna make a con save. Succeed! Tulio, I'm trying to kill you!
Tulio, he's like, I've drawn the short straw enough times. Time to
Takes 2
activate my
bludgeoning
save.
damage. Alright, Delon, your turn.
Move to center, use crossbow.
Alrighty.
Hits 13, hopefully. Maybe not.
So you're hitting this guy?
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Cool, 2 piercing, turn over next.
Alrighty, it takes 2 piercing damage. Tulio's turn. Alright. Actually, wait, hold on. Damn, no, that's not a hit. Lame. Oh well. Tilio fires his crossbow, but you don't see any more sap fall down.
Can I see the boss creature?
You cannot currently. You would have to make a check to try to see where it is.
Oh, my bad perception. I'm gonna make a check anyway. Oh, there we go.
Way to go, Bub! Bub with the bub rolls!
I can't believe it, dude.
Bub's rolls always come in clutch when he needs it, except when they don't.
Except when they don't, exactly.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It worked this time. So
yeah,
Bub,
I'm gonna call lightning.
all right. Very nice.
So I can basically hit anything on the battlefield. I'm gonna strike the boss with it first, I think.
Alrighty.
So basically, it has to make a reflex save or take 3d10 damage.
Alrighty. Dex save.
Well, it's safe for half, technically.
14.
Oh, what's the DC? 13.
Yep. So it takes, I think, half. Yep.
Yeah.
So roll a 3d10. Oh, there it is. 13. So it takes 13 lightning damage. And Bub, you are fully aware of where it is with a nat 20. It is currently woven itself around in the vines and tendrils in the upper canopy of the greenery.
Okay.
If you weren't looking very, very, very closely, you would not be able to perceive it at all, as it is almost completely indistinguishable from the vines and greenery of the jungle.
Yeah, but y'all see lightning like hit that area. It's kind of obvious. I hope that's an indicator to help you guys.
I'm saying because you got a nat 20 that its current hiding spot is like visible. Also, lightning would reveal where it is, essentially, if it struck it while it's in the tree canopy. Very bright flash of light. Hard to hide.
Nice.
I was saying, once you actually can see it, you can just track it.
Yep, that's my plan. All right, y'all go ahead. Gildas.
Gildas.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna move forward and using the cold lightning as a guidance and all that, I'd like to determine whether I can see the coast flower or not.
I would say you would have a much easier time seeing it. Make a perception roll.
It's a 14.
All right, you can see it currently.
All right.
It appears to have much less corpses inside of it than it did before.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. It's my last. Yom and everybody gonna be next. But I go at it with a bang, right?
That's a hit.
15 radiant in your face.
Alright. Eleanor's turn. Eleanor is going to make a perception roll, trying to see it. She cannot. Oh, well, actually,
I mean, now it's like fucking lead up, so.
true. Yeah, she actually can, because she has advantage. Like, realistically speaking, I can't justify her not having advantage on the roll. That's why I was like, well. She is going to roll Eldritch Blast at it. Damn!
Nice.
What I did.
8 plus 15. That is a 23. Yorm's turn. As she strikes her Eldritch Blast, sending it straight through the air at the creature, it almost seems to fall out of the canopy, but it clutches and entwines itself further around it, clinging on barely. Norm is going to Dwarven Hand Cannon it. And with that, with the thunderous cracking of the Dwarven Hand Cannon, it falls out of the canopy.
Oh, that means you can actually get it with your aura. Nice.
Take 10 damage.
Takes 10 damage.
Oh, it gets a wisdom save.
Yeah, I already rolled
Yeah,
it.
it's just weird.
Oh,
I got
nice.
a 14.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty. And on Ophelia's turn, let's see. She is going to cast Corrupting Blast at it. Takes 21 necrotic. And is it when it starts its turn as well, Rem?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure. That's why that spell's so good.
6 damage.
Alright. So on the Corpse Flower's turn, it you see as the tendrils wrap around itself and shove multiple corpses further into its form.
I knew it. I was waiting for it to do that.
Well, I think it's been doing that all along.
And it has even less corpses within it than it did before.
Yep. I see.
Its tendrils wrap around on the ground and pull multiple corpses into itself. As it consumes another one. You then see the creature wrap its tendrils around itself as if bracing itself. Alright, I'm gonna have the zombies make a save.
Very nice.
Dead and dead. Oh, and I forgot to do this on Ophelia's turn.
I think you forgot the previous turn as well.
Yeah.
I'll move them within melee range then. Whoops. And I'll retroactively have them make 3 short sword attacks. Which 2 of them are hits.
Damn it, now I can't get melee range. Unless I can hug the wall somehow.
Here, I'll do this.
I'm surprised you're not running for the trinket up there.
There we go. As it takes 11
You
damage.
see, I can take the trinket once the thing's dead. No.
Yeah.
Alright, Delon, your turn. The corpse flower has fallen from the ceiling and landed on essentially the ground near you, having been forcibly removed from the canopy.
Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna put away my fire sword because it was a stupid fucking idea in the first place, and I'm gonna get out my short sword and I'm gonna attack it. Because who cares anymore? Rolling for short sword attack, we'll see if it hits. Sword of Echoes. 14, does it hit?
That is a hit.
Okay. 10 slashing damage next turn.
Nice.
Alrighty. It takes 11 slashing damage due to flanking. Tulio's turn. Tulio is going to crossbow it again. It's considered to be low damage for him.
Yeah.
That is 17. Bub, your turn.
Call lightning. Act till 2. He has to make a reflex save.
Alrighty.
Or take 3d10 damage. Yeah, 17 damage.
Alright, so you bring down lightning as it strikes down on it, and it cries in agony, and it continues to wrap tendrils around itself protectively. Gildas, your turn.
Alright. And with the power of the Warhammer, she'll bring down the usual on it. Oh, bam.
Nice.
8 damage crit.
That is a savage crit, but that is still a crit. And, Gildas, how do you want to kill it?
Uh-huh.
It had so low health.
Fucking lame ass way to.
It had such low health.
Well, hey man, I'll fucking know. I
Have your
I'd,
spirit guardians help you kill it.
yeah, I guess. Like, sort of, yeah, like, fucking, it might just be like a normal Warhammer swing, but it's a Warhammer swing backed up by 3 guards. And ancestors and all that. Well, we got all that wrath into one strike. It just shatters one. Whatever it is, it's like the central nervous system, like however it works, I don't know.
Very nice. So you bring your warhammer down on it with the might of all these gods, as it just is crashed down on your hammer, cleaving straight through its tendrily protective barrier that it put up on itself. As you ring true, you hear a sickening splat, as you see all the tendrils flail around like a snake would. Does it just flail all around wildly, crazily, before slowly slamming down? And they thud hard on the ground, just crumbling as they cease to move. Congratulations. You have successfully killed the corpse flower.
Are there any remaining corpses? Like,
There
Basically,
are.
Oh,
basically, Bub is gonna strike them all with lightning whenever he gets a chance. Not gonna take any chances.
So before you do that, Bub,
Okay.
you see as the corpses stop moving, and then one by one fall to their knees and then fall prone, ceasing to move. They seem to struggle almost for a moment before the corpses that are in the area cease to move entirely and wither away to dust, leaving not even bone or flesh behind. No plant life either. Shortly after, you see as blue spirits slowly rise from the ashes, and this area which is covered in corpses, it is now filled with blue spirits. They all look at you and then bow very lowly in thanks. As they slowly look to the heavens, and you see one by one they fly up. Above the tree line and out of sight, finally allowed to rest. The only thing remaining is the vines of this corpse flower, which are rapidly turning from green to brown and beginning to shrivel. As the corpse flower kind of begins to decompose and fall apart, you find that the corpses that were within it slowly crumble and roll away, just falling out of it. You see that they all are wearing old militia garb or tribal gear of some sort. Just all sorts of unfortunate souls that have fallen into its grasp. Most notably, Gildos, you immediately notice that one of the people is wearing cleric garb and has a charm around his neck. As he rolls out from within the corpse flower. A skeleton in metal armor, essentially.
The third one. Oh. As well,
The charm feels... You feel Bridget's essence in the charm.
Alright, well then I'll take it.
As soon as you take it, Gildos, you feel a sensation well over you of calmness and relief. You also hear the songs of what you heard in your dream off in the distance for a brief moment. From this cleric's body rises a blue spirit who stares at you for a moment, then nods solemnly, and then walks off. He begins walking into the distance where you hear the music.
Honestly, the nod most likely happened at the same time on both sides.
I can see that.
Well, yeah. Just take the charm, say. I wonder how long some of them had to wait. Probably too long.
Mixed in with the spirits finally being laid to rest, the soldiers that Ophelia rose, clang their shields and swords together, salute, and then one by one lay themselves down into the ground as they are slowly absorbed into the earth. Ophelia walks over and mutters a small prayer and a whispered, "Thank you for your service." Eleanor rushes up, being aided by Tulio, as the corpse flower begins to decompose, and you see as she takes her dagger out and immediately reaches her hands into this fleshy, green sappy mess and just starts cutting something out of it, and then deposits it into essentially a bag that Tulio is holding. That's disgusting. Is this thing a heart? Yes, it is. Ugh, thank goodness that's over. That was almost as terrifying as the T-Rex.
Will you be able to find a cure now that you have it in your hands?
Yes, I do believe I will.
Good. We both need it.
Indeed. It's a relief. Large weight, now that I finally have it.
And this place can be put to rest, officially. as it rightly has deserved for so long.
And notably, I will reveal this to the players as well. This is the item that you now have, Gildos.
I will get another spell. I don't need to prepare anymore.
I just give them thematic things that would make sense for them to have.
Holy water, remove poison. Cool. Oh, it's actually a relic, dang.
There's only one thing left to do.
Hmm.
I mean,
Make a
we'll
memorial.
I will also note that as soon as this creature has died, the vines began to decompose and rot away, taking with it the very slowly as it spreads throughout the whole environment, taking away the difficult terrain.
Excellent.
Hmm.
But alrighty, Gilnos, as you approach the broken, essentially the broken shrine of Brigid, you find that it was crumbled and shattered away, and that there's not much of the original shrine left. However, you feel now that you have the relic of Brigid on you, that once you take it, Brigid will leave with you, essentially, allowing her and her influence in this place to move someplace else, where people can appreciate it again. However, you can also see that on the altar is, from this vantage point up here, you can see two engravings on the left and right side, notably over here and over here.
Notably.
What?
I don't know, you were about to say something and then you stop.
Oh no, I said that you see you see engraving on the ground over here.
Yeah.
And over here.
Let's go have a look. I'm gonna run up and look at the engravings.
As you look at the engraving over here, Bub, it looks like a engraving of a mighty dragon of some sort
Ooh.
engraved into the ground, and it is notably covered in lapis lazuli.
Whoa.
It looks like it was engraved with the stone itself to symbolize the night sky. You immediately recognize it as you are a druid of the moon. This is paying homage to Tiamat, goddess of the moon.
Very cool.
Well, from my vantage point, I'm gonna throw you the moon orb.
All right, yeah, I was just
See
gonna
if that
ask
does
for it.
anything.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go up and see if I can interact with the lapis lazuli.
As soon as you take the moon orb out, Bub, You see as the lapis lazuli on the ground is glowing the same color as the blue moon orb. It is an ethereal, shining blue, similar to the fire that you saw before, but there is no fire, no heat, only a beautiful calm here.
Wow. Hello, I am Bub, emissary to the Blue Dragon, Druid of the Moon. These things desecrated your temple, but we've cleared it out. But I'm not sure what to do next. Is there anything I can do to make sure that nature is restored to order?
You wait for a response, and eventually, you see as something begins to manifest in this little chamber here. It's slow at first, but then slowly, ever so slowly, an ethereal looking. It's very. No matter how much you look at it, Bub, you can't make out what it looks like. All you know is that this thing is unbelievably powerful. It has more than enough strength to wipe every single person in the temple currently from the face of the earth in one swell swoop. But you cannot make out its appearance at all. No matter how much you look at it, no matter what angle, it always seems to shift as if you cannot fathom what it looks like. Our presence has been returned to this chamber. With the sickling of the moon, I shall grace this chamber with my own divine protections. As I am a generous individual, I will offer you one blessing. Dost thou desire strength, speed, resilience, wisdom, intellect, or charisma?
Shit, I wasn't expecting this. Well, the choice is pretty obvious. So, Bub says, I'm a druid, and I've had a lot of troubles, so I wish for wisdom.
Thy wish is granted. Use this wisdom and spread the influence of our kind. And Bub, you feel as a shimmering, small, tiny star appears before you and gently touches you on the forehead. You have gained 2 wisdom.
Hey! I have a regular amount of wisdom for a druid at last.
Now leave this place, for I am very busy. With that, the individual disappears. However, you also notice that the blue in the moon orb is taken with it, leaving a simple crystal ball.
Bub like tosses it away. Meh.
Well, it got taken. So Bub's like gonna run excitedly to the other side.
I was just gonna take all the rewards. Fuck you. I'm actually gonna follow
on
you.
the other side. I mean,
Bub is just excitable.
Oh, just throw the fire orb then.
no,
So,
I mean Delon. Yeah, so Bub's gonna be like, I got rewarded by Tiamat. It was unbelievable. And I'm gonna be like, Delon, you gotta talk. What was the other guy who was here?
Bahamut.
You gotta talk to
Bahamut.
Bahamut. He's the most heroic, the goodest, and the lawfulest dragon. I promise you that he can give you what you need.
I'm just gonna follow along. I see.
Makes way more sense for you to use this one.
Hmm. I'll follow above, I guess.
So as you approach this chamber, you find that this area is there on the engraving of the dragon here. It is covered in rubies and fiery red crystals engraved to make the shape of a fiery red dragon. With the sun orb in hand, you raise it to the room, and you find that slowly and surely, sunlight almost seems to radiate from the stones in the room itself, as the sun orb's light shines brighter and brighter into the chamber, until a fire ignites in the air. It swirls and spins around a bit. Eventually it takes a form. However, you are incapable of making out what form it is. Once it is similar to Tiamat's form. You cannot make it out, no matter what angle. It always shifts and turns as if you are physically incapable of understanding it. You also are unbelievably aware of Bahamut's raw power. He could wipe the entire Savage Lands from the face of this place with one fell swoop. Eventually, the form seems to cross what look like arms over its chest, and it speaks with a booming, powerful presence, as if it literally is command. You have freed me. Speak.
Feels a little unfair that it's just the two of us bearing witness to such awe-inspiring work.
I mean, Gildas literally gets a miracle every month. I mean, that seems pretty good.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, like, you're the dragon people, you should deal with the dragons. And
Also, Gildas is
Yeah.
high enough up that I imagine he can see it.
yeah, you see it and hear it.
Yeah.
Um,
I will
just
actually have Yorm come up as well. And I'll have Tulio be rummaging around at the temple somewhere.
Yeah.
And Eleanor will come over as well.
Yeah.
That's just how he is. He's like, Divinity? Nah, I'm gonna loot the place.
Yeah, I mean, he's how we get our money, okay? That's why Delon doesn't ask questions at a certain point. You don't, look, Chief, do you really want to know exactly where I got all these things? I'll just say that I didn't steal it from anybody, okay? They weren't using it. How about that? Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight. Done.
But actually, as the spirit says to speak, Yorm comes around the corner with a cigar in his mouth, and it just drops right out of his jaw, landing on the ground. What in the... The cigar drops, but pauses in the air, and slowly floats over to the spirit, who you swear is puffing on it.
Based.
Yorm actually takes his goggles off his head and holds them to his chest in respect.
Delon will also kneel in front of it. Oh, great Bahamut. 'Tis an honor to meet you.
He nods at that. You may rise.
We have freed this land of the temple. We have stopped its ferocious appetite in consuming more of nature and land. We did so to help our friend Sir Gildas acquire Brigid, her trinket, her power.
Yes, I have been observing you within this temple. You have done well in eradicating such a foul influence within this place. Though perhaps the burning devastation was a bit touch overkill.
It wasn't.
In all fairness, Your Greatness, it was a last resort method. But we felt against such significant odds, it evened the playing field.
And as such, I deem you to be forgiven.
Thank thee.
Now, on to more pressing matters. And the spirit does blow smoke in the air from the cigar.
Yes, Your Greatship.
You have accomplished a very favorable task for us. A temple long since forgotten and abandoned by my sister and I has been restored to us. One we had given up on and had deemed unfit for use. It is no longer unfit for use, and we will make use of it. As such, a reward is appropriate for such efforts. My sister gives wisdom, powers of the mind, intellect, mighty gifts of mental fortitude, and self-enlightenment. My gifts are different. I can give you the power of ferocity, the power of warfare, the ability to command. I can give you an item of some worth, martial in nature. I could give you perhaps an armament, or knowledge of great histories.
A part of me at a game must be like, do you know what the Kingsglaive is? Can you just tell me, please,
I
sir?
feel like that's gonna be a no.
And it's just like that. I'm just gonna waste. It'd be a waste. And it's like, no. Anyway, bye now, y'all.
You get one, not more than one. And if you cannot obtain something from me, I will not squander you of your gift. You felt like he sensed your thought process a bit.
Oh. I know it is presumptuous to ask, but I have been on a long journey, and it seems it will continue to be so for some time. There is a lot of there are a lot of panic and discourse in the King's Landing, the land of kings. A king or a queen must be found, and I am on a journey to find the Kingsglaive. Would you have any idea where it might lay?
Any idea where it may lay?
I not ask. Or even what it is, for that matter.
The form takes a long drag of the cigar, actually draining it in one drag, before filling the room with so much smoke that it's impossible to see. And when the smoke clears, within the smoke, as it begins clearing, you just hear a long belly laugh. Do I know what it is? Of course I do. Do I know where it is? Of course I do.
Would you tell us?
From within the smoky room, you swear you feel a piercing gaze staring deep at you for a long moment. I can do you one, perhaps a bit better. The Kingsglaive manifests itself between those who are worthy. This is, of course, what you know. The item itself changes as per the need of the wearer. It is any item the king may need at one time.
Mm. I mean, Delon's like writing these down as if they're gospel because it's coming from a god. It's like, okay, this is exactly what it is.
That's fair. Additionally, where it was last seen is not in the kingdom of Canes.
Hmm. Not in the kingdom of Canes.
No.
Oh. Hmm.
It is currently in a location mere mortals cannot set foot in, smuggled away by a third party in the brink of the chaos and disastrous outfalling of the last king's unfortunate demise.
I see.
It can be made to manifest within Canes again as it wishes to be found. It wishes to be in the king's possession.
Hmm.
Additionally, you may yet find one or several worthy successors in this land of Canes, for there are multiple worthy candidates. However, they have not yet proven themselves worthy yet. But they are candidates in the running.
Hmm. Let's see.
Their locations can be found in the southeastern realm of Canes, currently in the mountains of Canes, and additionally in the central heart of Canes. Oh, northwest of Canes, not northeast. The southwest of Canes, the central heart, and the northern area of Canes. Northern mountains.
I hope
King
someone's
was
writing this down.
Nibbles.
Yeah, the west is not, it's not in Neblum, don't worry.
Yeah. Oops, you said southeast, so yeah.
Yeah, southwest, sorry.
Well, we need to figure out how to pick them out, though.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
To reiterate,
Hmm.
the King's Glaive is the item the King needs when he needs it. It can appear anywhere, should the qualifications be met. There are worthy successors in Canes in the southeast, central heart, and northern mountain ranges of Canes. Does this aid you, Dragonborn?
It clarifies many things, your great ship. I thank thee.
You are most welcome. Your art has been seen and tested.
I see. I will try not to disappoint.
Excellent. The heat in the room seems to be dimming, and the figure, you feel like it's looking towards the heavens. My time grows short. Before I leave, know that war is imminent. The Kingdom of Canes will once again be ravaged by the atrocities of war. This is unavoidable. You would do well to prepare yourself for that time.
I see. Y'all want anything before he goes? At a game?
I already got
Uh,
what I was
honestly,
looking for.
from my
Yeah.
perch after hearing that, I'll say, how long do you estimate we have left until all hell breaks loose?
It is unknown, follower of Brigid. Simply that it is imminent. It could be within the next few weeks, in the 6 months, or in 2 years.
I see. Well, either way, we're best prepared now.
You would do well to finish your champion's quest before then.
The story. What was the other things that he offered to give?
He offered to give weaponry, armor, sheer power, supernatural ability to lead, etc. Stuff like that.
Like,
But essentially, you asked for history.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean,
it seemed like
we
the
get
most
to ask
humble
for
thing.
more,
For...
like, do we get to ask for something else? Like, I guess.
The lawn asked for
Nah.
something. Bob's already obtained a gift, so if one other... Essentially, he hasn't said that other people can't obtain a gift. Just that
Yeah,
Right.
one person
just
can
gonna
only
look at,
obtain one.
I'm gonna look at Yorn and Eleanor and be like, well, what do you say?
Yorm kind of like balls his goggles in his hands while not making eye contact. So, I don't mean to be a bother, Lord Bahamut. However, is it possible for you to aid me in my personal quest? Your quest to cure your family's impotency is neither my bother nor my trial. Simply continue as you are doing, and you will find yourself in the position that you seek. Do not waver, lest you let your family down. And remember, Mountainborn, the sins of your past cannot be ignored. Dorm actually takes a small step back from that and doesn't say anything. Eleanor looks around for a moment and then chips up. Is it at all possible for me to obtain a specific reagent from you? I know of what you seek. However, that is not within my parameters to give, for that is not my domain. My domain is light, fire, life. Growth of kingdoms, not the growth of the land. However, my realm is growth of land and kingdoms, and thus history. And as such, a line is drawn in the air with fire, and slowly something unfurls in flame before appearing as a map. This shall lead you to the reagent you desire. Eleanor takes it and gives a very low bow. Thank you. Think nothing of it. Now, for the one who is too busy scrounging gold and coins, simply know, and let him know, he has squandered greater potential for short-term gain. And he does not get a second chance from me.
I will
I'll
do
tell
so.
him.
The fires in the room dim down more and more and more until Ophelia shows up. I am sorry. I was in thought. The fire does halt its shrinking and then stares pointedly at Ophelia. Nightfield. Your line is over. How does your line continue when your line ended beautifully? I know not. Simply put, I am here, and I am as confused as you are, Lord Bahamut.
Delan will speak forward. Lord Bahamut, in the land of monsters, we found a group of necromancers, a cult trying to create abominations, a necrotic bleeding across the land. We interfered in its early stages. When we stumbled upon it, we found her ladyship tomb. They had somehow found the remains of her place and brought it to the land of monsters. Using the bones of the silver dragon that was slain many centuries ago, they created a phylactery and tried to resurrect her as a full lich. We stopped that process, but we could not undo the magics that created it, leaving her in this space.
A tragic turn of events. Desecration of what should not have been desecrated.
Aye.
Occults dabbling in such dark magics. Not just necromancy, but something far darker. Not known to the realm of Canes. Coming from out of Canes itself. Faust will not appreciate such things. Indeed.
Who?
Legend time.
Pretty sure
23.
will do
Yep.
it.
Faust is the god that gave greenery to the land, as well as the idea of mortality to the living realm. Before Faust, things did not die, and things were immortal. He is one of the large 9 original deities worshipped in King's Landing and all over Canes.
Alright, yeah, that one, yeah.
Most notably, he is in the 2nd tier.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was the other Faust, you know.
No, not Faust. A difficult conundrum has been laid before you. Take care not to let Lady Nightfield fall into the clutches of those that would use her as before. The ramifications of allowing her to be whisked away by such ill-meaning dark forces are grander than you can surmise. As for this plague, it is a plague assumed to have been long since laid to rest. For it to have returned is most unfortunate. If you desire aid in eliminating this threat, I recommend you seek out an old temple within Renault. They are long since followers of myself.
Hmm.
Additionally, returning to King's Landing and studying within the Hall of Heroes on such a task might serve you equally beneficial. Ophelia nods with a rather low bow. Thank you, Lord Bahamut. No, thank you, Lady Nightfield. Unfortunately, it seems like you must be tasked with eliminating the same threat you eliminated once before.
Really?
We of the High thank you for your continued service and apologize for the parameters and the reasons in which your service has been reinstated. Thank you. What almost looks like a hand slowly reaches out of the fire, and a burning ember gently lays itself on Ophelia's head before entering within her. Do not heed the dark call, Ophelia. Listen to the fire that burns in your soul. And with that, you feel the presence slowly ebb and fade away. Afterwards, Ophelia is fully healed. Her HP pool goes to 100. And she does gain a few extra abilities, which I will do later, essentially.
Wait.
Congratulations. You have eliminated the corpse flower, gained some secret blessings, and been given some more information that all of you desperately needed. After such a meeting with divinity, Yorm just kind of wipes his brow. That's gotta be a sign out there. And he smoked my cigar. I think that's a good sign. He didn't spit it out, you think?
I think he enjoyed it.
Eleanor
Oh.
nods. What was that, Gildas?
I was about to say something, so yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
say. So, if I'm understanding things right, if we want to even get to the Kingsglaive, we'll have to play Kingmaker some way or another.
There's something I don't understand. Bahamut, in his greatness, offered the power of leadership. Wouldn't that mean that we could have been a king if we got that?
Leadership does not always make a king. And a part of me was tempted to take it, but is leadership gained gained by divinity, by not earning it? Doesn't it feel cheapened?
I thought that we earned it. I mean, if you think about it, authority coming from Bahamut himself is the most legitimate.
Yes.
Huh.
Can't really do much better than divine right, but isn't the Kingsglaive divine right as well, anyway?
Yorm
Essentially.
nods. I agree. Besides, that's kind of like showing up to the card table with a card up your sleeve, ain't it? If everyone's gambling for the Kingsglaive, so to speak, you're coming up with a loaded deck. I don't think a gift given as a reward for a task is to be considered a loaded deck, Yorm. I don't know. Kinda feels like you're standing on unfair ground to me.
Yeah, so Bob just looks really confused. I thought it was like getting paid for a job, right?
Eleanor
It's-
nods at that.
Then perhaps you should have Then perhaps you could have voiced it differently. If you wanted it, you could have taken it.
Oh, well, I already got my blessing. I got the wisdom I need as a druid.
Good. Utilize it. That is your strength.
It looks like I'm going to need to. War is coming.
Hmm.
And how are we going to find these worthy people, though? We know where they are, but how do we see them? They like really flashy?
So, that it gets complicated. I'll have to ruminate on that, especially in the aspects on how to deal with them. For now, let's get out of this blasted temple.
I can concur with that, Julio says, coming over with arms filled with bags and burlap sacks.
Oh, before we leave, though, know this. Bahamut, the divine dragon, said you missed your chance. You had potential, and instead you chose ill-gotten simple gains. I know you don't care, but he did, and you had an opportunity to gain something from it.
He said he won't forgive you.
Julio's just like blinking in absolute confusion. I think the poison's going to your head.
Also, Tolio, as the divine representative of this place, I reserve the right of checking what's in the bag.
Yeah.
Come on. It's nothing that wasn't being used.
I'm just
Tolio,
like,
you hit me twice with a firebomb, you can at least give me that.
yeah, I'm gonna sign up and say, let me see, it's payday, it's payday.
Alright. Tulio just like slowly lays each bag down on the ground. Fine, have at it. I mean, we did this together after all. I guess it's only fair we share the cut.
Also, talking about selling anything.
I'm just gonna rifle through what's in there, because
As they're kind of laying back, Delon's going to lay against the wall, and he's going to continue writing in his notebook. After a couple of moments, he thinks for a moment, and then he writes something and then closes it and puts it away. Delon glances over to Yorm and Eleanor while they're cycling through it and goes, "How are you both feeling?"
Eleanor looks up, and you see, now that the fighting is done, she does look clearly exhausted. Like, very tired looking. I am quite winded and mentally fatigued.
I've no doubt.
Physically, I feel fine. Just a bit banged up here and there.
You sure? You've been quiet since we got here, and ever since the bite, you've been even quieter. I admire the strength of fortitude, but you shouldn't. You don't have to hide fear. It's an understandable reaction.
She nods at that. I wasn't hiding my fear, I was simply not letting it get the best of me again.
Good. I'm glad you're getting. I'm glad you're improving on it then. Gallantry is not the absence of fear. It is deciding not to let it stop you and get in your way. But it's what creates courage and bravery. However, try not to be too overconfident in your bravery, or else you'll be foolish. He says, wiping off a bit of the spores on him, especially when you had other means of attacks.
She nods at that. I appreciate the advice. Are you well?
Let's see. No, not particularly.
She gives you an earnest smile. Well, you will be once I'm done with you.
Good. I'd hate to die all of a sudden.
And I'd hate that even more so.
He glances to Yorm. Yorm, you've been quiet. You alright?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Do you see the Bahamut smoke my cigar?
Did indeed.
He was really good at it.
Yes, he is. Well, he is a being of
Why?
fire. I would imagine so. When all said and done, we'll celebrate. Meeting three divine figures, is worth celebrating. The line will then glance over to Ophelia. And you, your ladyship.
Lee. The divine around have been wondering something. Because this wasn't always a Bridget temple. Well, temple dedicated to Bridget, you know? So, where are the traces of Behemoth around? I mean, it was a temple before. Surely there must be some remains. Maybe a relic or some trinket. Actually, Marshall, is there anything about like that in what Tilio brought back?
Tulio does actually bring back, and I was writing the stuff that was in the sacks for while the roleplay was happening. He does actually bring back a small brown idol. It is in the shape of a four-legged beast.
Oh, yeah. So talking, rummaging through that, I'll say, actually, hold on a moment. I take out the brown idol and say, I think I may have found it.
Found what?
Well, a remnant of Behemoth's worship. Really?
Take a look at it.
It looks like a small brown idol made from amber or something similar. And it is in the shape of like some four-legged beast. It looks like a very stocky, heavily plated beast. And it looks like on the idol as well, it looks like it has a giant sphere bigger than itself on its back.
Seems strong but burdened.
Ophelia chips up. That is the best way one could describe Behemoth.
After all, is out of the earth. And we're all standing on it, aren't we?
Tulio just kind of scratches his head. Are you trying to say that we're standing on the back of a god right now? What are we, its fleas?
I mean, why not?
Wow.
Hey, I'm no flea. I'm at least a tick.
Hmm.
I guess. I mean, a tick does leach blood.
You think if I ask nature really nicely, I can talk to him? If he's carrying everything? That means he can hear us, right?
Presumably.
Right.
This is hard. I have to study a lot, but war is coming, so I don't have time. I'm gonna focus on the present and learn how to lead, because we need big amounts of soldiers for war, right? That's how it works.
True, Tulio chips up. If you're gonna wage a war, it does good to have a lot of meat shields, I mean willing soldiers in the way. At least that's how I assumed it to be in Neblum.
Well, the question is how we're gonna most of them also do that while being, you know, in compliance with whichever kingdom we do that in. I mean, given our current quest, doing that in Asterium might be the easiest way, but there's a difference between escorting a merchant and, you know, creating a private military company or something.
I don't know how that works, but we could find a place that's really hard to get to and defensible, and I can make sure that the forest helps us.
Oh, I'm an idiot, aren't I? Am I? Of course, we do have lands we can do that already. We're gonna have soldiers already.
Yorm chips up. True, you are a war chief after all.
And yes,
Eleanor chips up as well.
Mhm.
And if we would desire to turn a merchants group into a bit more of an independent mercenary band of some sort, I do know the kinds of people that we could get in contact to show us how to do so. After all, ever heard of a gnomish caravan getting stolen? Well, outside of the one that I learned you saved.
Well, that, and if we do need some experience as well, I do know a few people in Reynolds who could help.
So I'm gonna look to Ophelia and like kind of like saunter up right next to her and be like, Ophelia, I have a question.
Yes?
Since Bahamut talked to you and you didn't spontaneously combust, does that mean you're good?
I do not rightly know. However, I felt in kinship as if a former beneficiary was near me when he manifested. Took me a long time to find the courage to approach, however. I was deep in thought as soon as I felt the presence.
He said that you had fought the same thing before. Does that mean that you fought what I saw in a vision before?
I know not if the plague that I have fought in my past is the same foul thing that you described in your vision. However, it is not out of the realm of possibilities, as if I cannot remember my own quest with perfect clarity, and I cannot deny that they could be one and the same.
Well, I think if you're gonna help us fight against it, then I have no reason to ignore you any longer.
She gives you a surprisingly warm-looking smile, warmer than the party has seen Ophelia before. Thank you, Bob.
That's
I guess we're
almost
just gonna have to
uncharacteristic.
take you home, and then you'll remember everything.
I do not believe it will all come at once, but I do believe it will come bit by bit. I feel things returning even now.
Well, that's good news then.
Indeed. I pray that more information trickles back to us post haste. For I do not wish to wait an exorbitant amount of time before I regain more memories.
Agreed. I think that should be something we measure towards. And if Bahamut has seen into your heart and seen that you are an cold, noble spirit, we will do so to keep you on the right path. We will keep the fire burning.
Ophelia gives you a low bow. Thank you. I will be relying on you then.
No thanks are needed. It is the right thing to do. After all, we had the choice to destroy as it was. We took the chance to see what would be. We owe it to our decision to see it through. But your thanks
Ophelia
are
nods at that.
appreciated.
Tulio kind of looks around the room, scratches the back of his head. Should we try to head on out, or should we make this place some sort of a base of operations for now, while Eleanor fixes up some potions? I mean, this is a temple, right? And considering these stairwells and these walls here, it's easily defendable.
I think with the door closed behind us, this would be an easier task to make camp here. You're right, it is an easier defendable place. Lady Eleanor, do you think you can help make the potions here? Do you have all the necessary tools?
I always carry the tools needed to make a majority of my potions. This will be a much more specialized, specific form of antivenom,
I see. Good.
so I can make it.
Then that's good. When we are finished making, we'll make camp here, and then on our way out, we'll leave a memorial.
And if you need help, I know a thing or two about herbs, so.
Eleanor
If you
nods
need
at
fire,
that.
and if you need fire or things moved around, I can always help.
She nods with a relieved smile and looks at you all. I will be more than thankful for any help that you can give me.
Honestly, I'm happy everyone everybody got something out of this little excursion.
Hmm. Let's get to it then. We'll make this place secure. Montoyo, you're with me. We'll scour the sidelines. We'll make sure this is well defended and kept.
Sure thing, Chief. And I'll set up some traps or something or other. Don't tell me you're against setting traps on the stairwells. It's the best place to put a trap. They walk up the stairwell, boom! Knock them right back down. They'll take damage from the fall, from bumping their head on the stairwell. The sharp bits will explode, piercing their flesh, hurting them even more. And if we're lucky, they'll be flat on their back. And right when that happens, we pop over the side and pepper them with our crossbow bolts. Works every time.
Somebody say traps. I love traps. Kobolds love making traps.
Bub, where have you been all my life?
And the Savage Lands and the other places from.
Yeah, we'll just cut to that.
Alrighty. So with Delon and Tulio, and I'm assuming Bub as well, they began preparing defensive maneuvers for this area to protect themselves with, while Gildas and Eleanor and Ophelia work together on making the anti-venom.
Probably Yorn too. He's a ranger.
The power of guidance and advantage.
Yorm will actually be near as well. Alrighty. So now comes the real test. Eleanor's gonna make rolls now.
You'll be fine.
Got a guide her, yo.
I will count every single thing I said. So consider Eleanor has a plus D6 heroic inspiration as well.
Alrighty then.
Yeah,
So,
guidance and
roll.
help as well.
Yeah, we need this to succeed badly.
Yeah. Else we leave half the party.
Before she has worse medicine than I do.
Not the bad medicine.
Got the +4.
Her medicine's not the best, honestly, purely because
Plus-
she's not in the form for it.
+4 plus D6.
So plus roll d4, 1d4, and 1d6. And also Eleanor has this.
Let me show you had like advantage anyway.
Alright, so.
Yep.
25, nice.
25. Alright. So now she'll roll this for potion making.
And she gets a D6, D4 on that
Yep.
too.
These 1d6 plus 1d4. Alright. So that's 21. And last check. And for posterity's sake.
Nature.
Nature intensifies.
Nature intensifies. Yeah.
That was the
It really does. It really does, though.
35.
Yep.
Bub is
30.
now. He needs to retire now.
Because she gets like a 25 plus a 7, essentially. It's 32.
Bub can put up his little flip flops, his Greek flip flops. So
Bub gets shades on and just puts his little claws up on as he lays back, resting on the beach. Evisterium.
But to be fair, it's already retirement age for a couple.
Why
Oh,
is
come
up?
on. He literally just turned into an adult.
He just turned into a teenager specifically. That's not necessarily an adult.
Retirement age.
He's halfway there.
Hey, most kobolds don't reach that old, so you know. But alrighty, so that is I believe it was a 25, I think. Let's see, 25.
20, 25, 21, 30, 32.
32. Alright. So Eleanor is able to craft the potion. Ba 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 ba.
She can now create it from basically anything with that 32.
And it has been...
Yeah, I'm gonna literally be helping Tulio make traps all over the dungeon during this time.
So, midway through the process of making it, Eleanor and Yorm started coughing a good bit. And you noticed that Eleanor's very fair, beautiful skin was getting kind of like patchy, with like a rash of some sort. But she kept working regardless. Delon, you feel a little sluggish as she's making it, but you feel mostly fine. None of the worst side effects have started hitting you yet. But
for being a dumbass.
before anything truly bad can start to happen from it, Delon, Tulio, and Bub have just been like filling this place with traps like kids in a candy store. Delon, what have you been up to in about a day's worth of time?
Contemplating his choices in life.
Alrighty. Delon's been contemplating his choices. Yorm has been helping Eleanor for basically a day's worth of time, so is Ophelia. I imagine Gildos as well.
I don't know, it just doesn't really matter what Delon does. It's just like, okay, he does things. Whoop-de-doo.
I was just wanting to ask just in case.
What did they have after the healing vehicle?
I mean, maybe talking to Tulio for like half a second when Tulio maybe pays half a fucking sense of attention, but that's not really going to happen, so probably not much.
I mean, he is paying attention. He's always paying attention. Like, if you want to talk to Tulio before the potion is finished, you could easily do so.
I mean, it would just be like, hey, you had a chance. What's going on? But we don't have time for that. We need to keep going.
Alrighty then. So, as everybody's kind of doing their own things and milling about here and there, Eleanor suddenly raises upwards and, with a little vial in her hands, shouts, "Eureka!" and then immediately has a coughing fit. Once the coughing fit is over, she looks about excitedly and holds 3 vials in her hands, essentially. I've done it. I finally made the cure.
I think you should drink it before straining yourself more than that.
True. And with that, she actually uncorks one of the vials and immediately chugs it down. Yorm just watches her do so and then just gives a half-hazard chug. Oh, bottoms up. Maybe this one won't make me throw up. Yorm helped by being a test subject.
Yeah, sounds about right. He's got dwarven resistance.
Yep. So shortly after those two down theirs, The patches on Eleanor's and Yorm's skin kind of they noticeably start flaking and then falling off like dead greenery would fall off of a tree or something. Like flaking off like dead bark. Eleanor and Yorm also start breathing a little more clearly, and with every exhale, little black spores leave their lungs and dissipate into the air itself before turning to dust, essentially. Afterwards, Eleanor takes a deep breath and lets it out in a sigh of relief. Thank goodness. Eleanor and Yorm are no longer sick. Eleanor then slowly stands up and walks over to Delon. Delon.
Mm.
Here, this
Oh,
one's
you're
for
looking
you.
better already. I imagine you found the cure then.
Yes.
Oh, no use wasting it. I uncorks it and drinks it.
As you drink it, you very quickly feel a rush of, almost like adrenaline rush through you for a moment. And then you feel the sluggish fatigue that was coming over you gradually fade away into nothingness. And you just kind of cough a little bit, and some black spores just leave your lungs.
I feel much better. Finally, we're rid of the plant's influence.
Eleanor nods. It is as if a weight of an entire world has been lifted from my own shoulders.
You could not have done it without your skills, though. Take that, potion making.
My potions are the best. No, I do not believe I would become a nurse anytime soon. The strain of looking after others and knowing that their life lands in my fingers is too much for me.
Shame. I think you'd be alright at it. In any case, I think we can move on now. This place is thoroughly defended. Tulio and Bub made sure to enact this place with many an array of traps.
Yeah,
so much, I think it'll be difficult to pick back up.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna go talk to the forest to make sure they make it really hard to get here. And yeah, that's all I need to do. We can go after that. There's only one quest I'm confused about.
What quest is that?
Yeah, there was some mention about we need to do some champions quest before the war. That's the one thing I don't understand.
Yes, Bahamut was speaking to Gildos when he said that.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant though.
Well, but basically, like, finish up what you're doing today, and then you can worry about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, I'm just writing down all our quests so I can remember. There we go. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to the forest to make sure it can protect the place, and then after I'm done with that, it's all good.
Alrighty. No roll needed, bub. When you head out into commune with the forest, you find that the forest is already moving in and beginning to kind of like slowly move on back into this location.
Excellent.
Though you do find a lot of the trees and greenery are like ashes and burnt forest and shrubbery. Similar to as if a forest fire happened.
Makes sense. Okay. So I'm gonna return to the group and be like, all right, ready to go.
Good. That's my case then.
By the way, GM information quickly. Do you desire to take a long rest before you leave while
Oh,
in
yeah.
the heavily defended,
Yes.
sancted ground?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to mention that because if you didn't mention taking a long rest, I was not going to have it happen.
Especially considering Eleanor was up for like several days. We definitely
Yes.
need to.
Yeah.
But alrighty. So the party takes a long rest, sleeping for basically 8 hours total for each person individually, taking shifts so that they can do so. You are actually not disturbed while in here at all. Nothing seems to antagonize you or head into this grounds. Oh, and because I forgot to mention it, when Bahamut left, the red radiance that was in the sun orb left with him. So you have 2 crystal balls, essentially. So you can add those to the loot.
2 empty crystal balls.
Well, time to predict the future now.
Alrighty, so you all gain back your full health, as well as your hit dying you gain back, and any resources that you had spent that needed a long rest to be replenished. Same with the ones that would have been used on the short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. With that, the party is able to leave this sancted area and begin making their way elsewhere. From here, where does the party intend to start heading towards?
That's a good question. Could we look at the map?
I
Yes.
was at the crossroad to go to build the memorial, and then
What was that,
I'll-
Gildas?
I think the crossroad to get like the little memorial.
I can definitely allow you to be here long enough to set up a memorial.
Oh yeah, it's just like a small thing. Just like realize all the people that died there. You know, this is the like hallowed ground with temple of so and so and so. So
Yeah, I'll definitely allow you all to spend enough time here to do that, essentially.
yeah. Well, I just say that because like Nodalian wanted to help, so.
Yeah. You and Delon would easily be able to iron that out.
Mm-hmm.
But alrighty, y'all should be on the map now, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, you all would be essentially right here, where this blue cross is, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The wall separating the area of... Hold on, I could actually move you. So I'll move you here. So y'all are basically here. And the Great Wall is essentially roughly around here-ish, which I just put it on the map. Shush, for Pete's sake. The Widow City would be roughly here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
High Elf City's up there. More or less.
I know the Wood Elves have our stuff.
Yes, they do.
Well, I mean, what we decided last time was like, we go to the temple, then do the bandit thing, and then back to
Yeah.
the wood house to get back our stuff. Then circle back to Glocasta.
Yep.
Continue the journey.
I'm good with that.
So you all desire to head for the Wood Elf City to get your stuff?
Oh, like I said. They don't listen. Like we had to plan.
Yes, I thought the plan was High Elf City, here, Wood Elf City.
I thought it was this, then going to the
Bandits.
excavation place, and then back to the Wood Elf City.
Okay, so you intend to head basically over to here-ish, you said?
Yeah, because I assumed that going bottom down, we would go through clearing, then hit the mountain, and then we could hit back on our way back to Wood Elf. But I mean, whatever.
No, I mean, it's the party's plan. Like, where are y'all heading?
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. It matters. It's not a whatever.
Yeah,
So the party is heading for the mountain range then. Good to know.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's what we agreed on like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
So you all begin shipping out from here to head for the mountain range. And I want y'all to make me some checks for the skill challenge as you do so. So I want one party member to make me either a nature or survival roll.
I have a 9 in survival now. Guidance me.
Yeah.
Ooh. Come on.
Let's assume,
15. Okay, that's probably good enough.
Let's
Alright.
assume like I guidance you if I can. It's allowed.
Yeah, I'm essentially, because y'all guidance so frequently, I'm mostly assuming that as long as someone says guidance, it's guidanced.
Yeah, well, like in the middle of the city, like Paprika, those are the license. But you know, out of the wild.
Alrighty, a 15. So now I need somebody to make me a nature roll. That's not Bub.
I actually think Eleanor might have a higher nature than I do. Because she has intelligence.
Oh, then I can just check myself. Actually. Public sheet. Or not.
Yeah, her intelligence is a 14.
Okay, that's not as high as I thought.
That's because she needed another ability score improvement. Because her rolls were interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, then, I guess, yeah, Lenore can just do the rolls, like she has a +5.
Alrighty then, you'll have Eleanor do it.
Guidance.
I mean, unless Yorm's nature is
Ah,
higher.
there we go. Let's go, Eleanor.
1d4. 22. Don't let me roll for people anymore today. My rolls are just consistently ones.
Alright, I'll keep
It happened
going.
with all the HP rolls except for like 2 as well.
I know.
It's been so bad today. Fucking ones everywhere. Alrighty, so that's 2 rolls. I need 1 more roll from somebody that can't be nature or survival, because y'all are trailblazing currently. So if one of y'all can come up with a roll somehow that's not nature or survival for trailblazing, now is the time to do it. And Bub cannot roll, neither can Eleanor.
Doesn't Gillis have a really good perception? We do that, maybe?
Yeah, it was with perception as out of air, but
Do you desire to use perception?
by me as well. I mean, if it's a skill check,
Go ahead.
I go
There we go.
trying to find the right path.
22. Alright. So that is a 15, a 22, and another 22. Alrighty. So as Bub leads you through the woods, starting off, y'all kind of get on some bumpy paths. It's kind of difficult to move around here. Luckily, just by having Yorm around, it's kind of difficult to get lost unless by magical means. Unfortunately, this is a very magical forest. But y'all kind of wander around with a 15 for a bit, and you make it about from where you are currently to about here-ish. Y'all dipped a bit lower than you thought with Bub leading the way. Bub, you got a little turned around. You thought that tree that was shaped like a spoon was the right one. You were looking for the tree that looked like a fork.
Oh, man.
With that, Eleanor takes over leading the party after that, and with a nature roll, kind of paying attention to the environment and following the signs of the wilderness, she leads you all over to about here, I would say, getting really close to the Wood Elf City. And then with Gildos leading the way for the rest of it, you all will successfully make it to the Wood Elf City. However, give me a moment. Doing something real quick. Ooh.
What you knows?
You've been way late.
Kinda.
Your fault.
So, Gildos, as you get closer to the Wood Elf City, you begin noticing, or you don't notice it at first, but you notice that you have been going in circles for 3 hours now.
Nah, that's bad.
And as you're going around and around, you notice that no matter where you go, it's disorienting. Because you've become aware of an illusion of some sort. Before you noticed, it wasn't disorienting, as it was unbelievably natural. You didn't even notice the difference, you were just going around and around. However, as you continued, once you notice it, you can't unnotice it, and the environment around you is making you a bit ill, just at the sight of it.
Can I just dispel magic at it?
You can attempt to.
If I think it's an illusion. Well, honestly, no. Before that, I cannot check. So honestly, it's like, can I do a spell like that willy-nilly? It's kind of stupid.
Arcana check?
So, would I want to at least determine whether it's an actual illusion, magical in nature, or if it's just because the environment is so unfamiliar that creates an illusion like that?
Go ahead, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, that's a
15.
15.
Something feels magical about this, but you think it's not magic. You think something natural is causing this, and you do, with your passive perception of 20, you can sense a living presence all around you.
Mm.
It is one living presence.
It's the forest. No, but after that, I'll say, huh. Well, everybody, seems like somebody is trying to wheelie us. and has been doing it for just about 3 hours now.
Where is he?
Oh, that's the funny part. I don't know. He's just around us, but where exactly, I'm not sure. Now, of course, we could just yell for him to come out, but assuming it's an actual person and not just the forest playing tricks on us.
Yorm nods at that. Yeah, and besides, yelling about it would be boring.
What do you suggest we do then?
Something's leading us in a circle, yeah? Let's play its game.
Uh-huh. So we'll continue walking in circles until they get bored then.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, I don't have anything that can help with illusions. Um,
As they're planning how to deal with it, a second Yorm appears out of the woods. He looks a little roughed up. Don't listen to that one. He's a fake. He wants you to go around in circles and waste your endurance.
Jesus.
okay, I
You
believe
cannot
you.
tell the difference at all, Gildas. Bob, the Yorm that is standing next to Gildas does not smell like smoke.
I'm gonna attack it with my claws.
As soon as you do so, it dematerializes into smoke, and you just hear the cackling laughter of 5 voices. Precious playthings. Enjoyable playthings. No fun. Ruin the tricks. Multiple eyes appear out of the woodwork, but you can't see anything else. The eyes look reptilian in nature. There are about roughly 6 pairs of eyes, at least.
The green dragon.
One of the eyes suddenly rolls upside down, and a voice responds to you. No fun, no fun. You guessed right on the first try. We're losing our touch.
Fun? Why do you want to have fun?
One of the eyes suddenly appears almost as if on top of your head, Bub. Why wouldn't we want to have fun? Fun is the only thing worth having. An
Bub is very
intellectual
fun.
like you wouldn't understand. Too cramped up in his tower.
I'm not an intellectual. I don't live in a tower. I live in the great outdoors.
You feel something resting on your shoulder, as it's very big, and something tickles your cheek, Bub. You know the feeling of something tasting you when you feel it. Aw, not an intellectual, doesn't live in a tower. Either we're going colorblind, or you're not blue.
Hey, don't you insult the blue dragon like that. This I'm gonna like look around, like where is he? But I have bad perception, which is
I am
gradually
looking.
increasing.
Gildas ain't looking.
I'll say out loud. I'll say that out loud. I ain't looking.
Yeah,
Well, how are
everyone
we
look
gonna
over.
find them? And so Bob's gonna be like, okay, well, what do you want to play? What kind of game?
We were playing hide and seek, but you ruined the fun. Much too astute.
Remember, everyone, don't look him in the eyes. Speaking of it, the blue dragon does send his regards. He wanted us to mention, should we meet, that he wants it back.
It? What is it? We do not know of an it. It means that. No, that is it. Yes, that is it. Another pair of eyes suddenly appears right in your peripheral vision, staring right at you, Delon. And why don't you want to look us in the eyes? What could possibly go wrong?
I do not fear you. I am already Dragonborn. But I've heard your tricks, and your plays, and your japes. I'm not interested in having another added quest on our hands. So please, if you'll be so kind, please return it. The blue dragon has requested you to do so, and he knows that you know what it is.
Do you want it, or do you want that?
It, specifically what the blue dragon is referring to.
But it is that, isn't it?
Bob looks like totally bewildered.
So you do know what it is, or what that is. You do not deny it.
We do not say that we do, but we do not deny either.
So you both do and do not know what I'm referring to.
Precisely.
It's quite a quandary.
Oh, it is a quandary, isn't it? It's quite simple. Shush!
Perhaps, if you're interested in quandaries, we'll play a little game. In return, should we succeed, you return what the blue dragon mentioned to us.
If you win.
If we win. If this will suffice your curiosity, fine.
Let's play charades.
Charades. Fine.
So you see as a vague image appears in the air around you. It is difficult to make out. It seems like it's on all fours, like it has a tail, and it looks smaller than a dog. What am I?
Roll his nature, I guess?
You may.
I guess anybody, really. I got it once, this is not gonna go well. Okay, 20 somehow. One time.
Nice.
For one bloody time. Alright, 20.
It's a cat.
A cat.
Ah, no fun, no fun. 2 more. And as it says this, the cat slowly fades away, revealing just a wide, fiend-like grin with reptilian eyes, before that too fades away. A new illusionary, shadowy image appears, and it looks like it has a reptilian head, a goat head, and some circular-looking head on a torsoed body. What am I?
I'm pretty sure I at a game know what this is, but I don't know if Delon does.
Delon would have seen some in Asterium. In the woods.
Right, Mysterium in the woods. So, does he know what it is then?
I think he would.
What is it then?
You know it as a chimera.
That's what I thought. A chimera.
3 faces, the rest of it falls away, and 3 heads with the same grin as before appear in the thin air.
2 for... He's got 2? Impossible. Inconceivable. We're making it too easy. Indeed, let's stump him.
Finally, they turn into something that looks like a... It looks like a crate, but it has some... But it's more like a half cylinder on top. It's like some sort of a box.
And this is supposed to be a game of charades. I wouldn't even know what to do to even roll for this. Because it's not a creature. It's just a box with a cylindrical, right?
It's like half a cylinder on top. So it's like a regular box, but the top of it looks like it's half of a cylinder. So like take like a cylinder, cut it in half longwise, and then place that flattened half with a rounded top on top of it.
That sounds like easy, honestly.
It sounds like what?
A bit. Not that complicated, I think. I don't know. Well, it's just picturing it wrongly.
What do you think it is, Rim?
Isn't that a chest or something? I don't know. Wait, if it's a box with like a single cylindrical top. Then again.
Does Gildos want to chip up?
Why? The harder I play the Green Dragons game.
I'm gonna roll history just to see if I might know what they're referring to as.
Alrighty, go
Because
ahead.
it doesn't look like a beast of any manner. 17.
17. So with a 17, you know that historically there are beasts that can masquerade as other things.
Specifically a beast?
Not necessarily a beast as a typing, but wild creatures, or sometimes
like a
magically
doppelganger.
made.
Sabub.
Hmm?
Creatures. There's a creature I recall. One that they can change into items, into shapes. It's not necessarily a beast, but isn't there one in the wilds that can transform into items or shapes?
They love to devour things by tricking them.
They like to devour things.
Alright, I'm 90% sure what this is, but I'm gonna roll anyway.
I think it's a mimic, if I recall.
So yeah, so it could be that, or it could be... Yeah. So, what kind of roll is it to know this? I don't even...
I'd say nature for Bub.
Okay.
18.
Ooh.
Bub, you do know what this is. It's not a chest. But it likes to hide as a chest.
Oh, okay, it is a mimic.
It's one of
It's
the
a mimic.
earliest traps adventure can fall for.
It's a mimic.
That's 3.
And this time, when the voice says this, the top of the shape lifts up, and the illusion becomes real, as a gaping mouth within the chest starts talking to you.
That's 3. And isn't the mimic a lovely choice for us? Along with the chimera, yes.
as a different creature walks out of the woodwork looking like a multi-headed creature.
Indeed.
Why did you
Now,
make me
about,
the cat?
As a third one is in the tree line, just looking all way indifferently.
Well, you are playful, and cats are playful beings. It is rather soothing. And you are curious, no?
Cats are beneath us.
The cat sits upright like a person and crosses its arms over its chest.
And yet I can think of very few feline creatures that have such intellect and graceful like abilities. So, of course. And of course, who expects a cat to be a dragon in disguise? I'm gonna throw charisma. I'm just trying to charm at this point.
Go ahead, you can roll
I'm
a
gonna try to
persuasion
feed
roll.
their ego.
Yeah, you can roll a persuasion roll.
Okay, 14.
17, because you got your draconic luster.
Oh, okay.
The cat eventually rises up and floats like a rag doll, and then places itself on top of the chimera's back. The mimic gobbles up the chimera and the cat in one gulp before it looks like it eats itself with one chomp after the other before it just disappears into thin air. And then, all at once, you notice the environment around you change. You're not anywhere near the Wood Elf City. You're actually over here.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
And finally, after the entire environment changes to a different biome, a creature manifests in front of you. It has wound itself all around the greenery and trees, and its three heads move and bob around like serpents.
Oh shit.
There we are. And you reveal yourself. A pleasure meeting your acquaintance, Great Green Dragon.
And so Bob like totally like clams up and stands up straight.
Ah, now it shows respect.
I didn't know, Green Dragon, sir. I didn't know.
Now, you wanted that, correct?
For which the Blue Dragon specifically asked for it to be returned, yes.
Fine, you will have it, not that.
Sympathy.
There is an audible clicking from the green dragon's throat. Shortly afterwards, a green kobold comes running from somewhere out of sight. It's holding something above its head. It is just running like a mad creature with this over its head. It stumbles and trips, picks itself back up, dusts itself off, and just keeps running straight forwards. And then eventually it arrives, places something down on the ground, bows multiple times, and does like a really poorly body language salute. Like its arm isn't even ramrod straight or at an angle. It's just like one's bent down. It just brought its hand up to its head.
Delivered, Papa! Yes, excellent. Now run along. And do not get lost.
The kobold nods and goes running off in the completely wrong direction.
Other way!
Then it runs in the right direction.
I believe this is it.
Delon will approach. She'll get off the Leslie real quickly. Gingerly approach. Whatever it is.
So as you approach, it's a small little leather wrapped parcel. When you pick it up, it's not very big, nor is it very heavy. When you take the leather wrappings off it to look inside of it, it's essentially nothing more than it looks like a teddy bear that's seen much better days. It's missing both eyes, a leg, and its stuffing is kind of falling out. But it's clear that it is a very old, well-loved teddy bear. This is it.
I see. And you're sure?
Of course I'm sure. Why wouldn't I be sure?
Word on playing your game, I will concede. He gingerly places it back into the parcel, folds it up. But I will roll insight one last time. Little whippersnapper. 12.
Alrighty.
It's really hard to deal with the creature of fancy because he's not really telling the truth.
Oh, Bob, what was your insight roll for?
Oh, is he telling the truth?
Oh, is this the item?
Yeah.
With a 13, you can't tell. Neither can Delon tell with a 12. But considering
God.
you won his game, you feel like he enjoys
Like a
games
pity.
too much to not give you what you wanted.
There you go, Gildas.
Okay, Gildas, you can tell that this is the right reward.
Okay.
He's not pulling one over on you. He did that earlier when he asked if you wanted that.
Right. So yeah, I'll follow his pickup and say, well, whatever it is the right thing. So,
And
Good.
it is most definitely not a teddy bear.
It's like almost like are you tricking me out of something? Like, this better be it. This better be exactly what he's referring to. And I'm gonna put it
No
in the
good
bag.
dragon would be seen with a teddy bear, so it is most definitely not a teddy bear. It is an item of immeasurable worth.
You swear you see
see.
it wink at you.
I accept that. Delon will put it away. And while he's putting it away, he's gonna do something nice. Like, for being honest, I will give you something nice, Great Green Dragon. I know you like things.
As soon as you said you were going to give it something, all three heads are looming over you with interest.
I haven't had so much luck with it, but one could never say no to. And he pulls out some cookies.
You see as the tail coils around and takes some cookies from you, it actually takes the whole bag.
Yeah, that's fine.
It then suddenly floats up with a simple beat of its wings and coils itself around one of the trees, lounging on it like one would a hammock, if you
Hedonism
will.
bot. Hedonism bot activated.
The tail reaches and coils around the bag and pulls out a cookie, and it just throws one in the middle head, and then the tail throws one into the left head and one into the right head. You just see them crunching.
Now, don't ever say that Delon Asilis Gilame never did anything nice to him.
Oh no, never. Oatmeal raisin.
I believe our business is concluded. Let us make our way before that should keep him distracted for a little while.
As he's eating, an illusion suddenly appears right next to you.
Where are you headed?
Well, we are headed towards the mountain pass to deal with the situation there.
Ah.
The flow of trade and all that.
Boring.
And the illusion just walks off.
Enjoy!
The dragon in the tree disappears like it was never there to begin with, and the figure walking off just reaches into a bag it's holding and crunches on a cookie and just keeps walking.
Alright, everyone, I think we're fine. We should get a move on.
Yorm nods.
Yeah.
I don't really appreciate that bugger hit me on the head and then threw me in the mud to make me look worse than I actually was.
Speaking of which, Delon approaches and he tries to dust some of the mud off.
Don't worry about it. It'll come right off. Still, it wanted to make me look much more hurt than I was. Wanted to scare ya.
I see. Unfortunately, we weren't as, at least some of us weren't as weirded. Thank you, Sir Bob. You were very insightful in that.
Thank you. It seems like Tiamat's blessing worked.
I hope so. I've never been more thankful to be an older brother than I am now.
Eleanor quirks an eyebrow as you all begin heading off. Why, does he remind you of a sibling?
Games, manipulation, occasional fondness for jokes and jabes, yes. Fortunately, I'm reminded of both an elder and a younger sibling. Well, once he started revealing himself, I realized, it's a child. I shall deal as such.
Eleanor just kind of has a curious smile on her face. I see.
What?
Oh, nothing. It's simply that I think most would be too busy quaking in their boots at a dragon and all the illusionary trickery to even think about looking at it like an actual living creature.
I suppose, but from the media, it just seemed natural to me to see him in that way. And he proved me many a times. If we were ever in truly danger, did you really think we'd even see it coming?
Oh no, absolutely not.
The fact he was playing games at all he was never taking it seriously to begin with.
Not only that, but if he did want us, he already had us in the palm of our hand. Well, his hand, I mean. For all we thought, we were on the complete other side of the Savage Lands. He had us,
Indeed.
quite literally, where he wanted us.
Exactly. So, why not go along with it? See where it went. And naturally, any child is curious. And a good child should be rewarded, as such, for honoring their promise.
True. Though I'm curious, why would the Blue Dragon have us get an old teddy bear?
Delon will kind of lean in and go, some beings are a little too afraid to admit certain things about themselves. I think he might have a fondness for this item than even he's willing to admit.
Eleanor nods with an understanding. I see.
In any case, let's make sure everyone's accounted for. Yorm, you here?
Oi!
And no, of course.
Present.
Your ladyship, Ophelia.
I am here.
Sir Bob.
Hello.
Sir Gillis.
Is they gone?
And Montulio. Montulio. So I'm gonna approach the snoring.
As you approach the storing, somebody is in a knapsack in the back of the wagon.
The wagon is in the Woodell City. I ain't got no wagon.
Oh. Ah. Well. Plastic brother missed the whole. You missed the whole event.
Notably, after you say that, an illusionary wagon disappears beneath Julio, dropping him on the ground. What the? Ow, what the hell?
Rise and shine.
Where'd the wagon go?
Dragon was never here. It was the work of the great green dragon.
Really? Huh.
Fine, you missed him.
Thank goodness. Here I thought the wood elves showed up to give us our wagon, and I was so happy to get some sleep.
Unfortunately, his trickery led us quite a bit out of our ways, as you can probably see. Gestures around him.
Huh. We're nowhere near the Wood Elf City.
No, but we
What
are
did he
closer
make
to
me
the mountain
drink?
path.
This isn't wine, is it? As he holds up a bottle of wine, he just like throws it away in panic. As it shatters, real wine is actually splattered on the ground.
Perhaps he liked you. He gave you real wine.
No, he's fucking with me. That wasn't wine, that had been swamp water.
Perhaps. In any case, we should maybe make our way, unless, of course, you would like to spend time with the Green Dragon. I'm sure you two would be fast friends.
No. I am not becoming subservient to anyone.
Are you sure? But please, we could come all the way over. We could have a conversation. I'm sure. there are
Can't hear
many
you,
games
Chief.
we could play.
Walking down the path. He balled up his knapsack while you were talking and started walking down the way. Notably speed walking.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Delon has it in him sometimes. You're like, oh no, you wanna make dumb decisions by all means.
But alrighty, and without further ado, the party continues on their way on the original path. And next session, party will enter the Wood Elf City. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.